Hello, viewers. This is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series, and it looks like we have possibly 4C Cryptolith or maybe Aristocrats versus Bant Aggro. Currently, we'll call them Aristocrats, is at 12 life and has a Deathcap Cultivator and an Elvish Visionary, and Bant is quite better off. Dramoka's command to kill off the Elvish Visionary, leaving him wide open. That's a 5/5 Lambholt Pacifist and a 4/3 Tireless Tracker. 5/4 now that he sacrificed the clue. So that was 10 damage in a single swing. So Aristocrats is in serious trouble here. He's down to 2. He has to kill both of those creatures or he is dead. Okay, Elvish Visionary, that gives him a chump blocker and lets him draw a card. He's got 7 cards in his hand. Does he not have any answers? Catacomb Sifter. Well, he can clog the board with some chump blockers and hopefully buy himself another turn. Always Watching. It's a pretty powerful card in this situation. It turns the Pacifist into a 6/6 and the Tireless Tracker into a 6/5. Both was vigilant, so he can attack in here, and they're both up on defense. Chump block with the 1/1s. Keeps himself alive, lets him scry 1 twice. So, who knows? Maybe the scry will let him find a card that he actually needs, and he keeps the card on top. Second main phase. Looks like Bant was some kind of a color screwed at this time. I was thinking probably like a Reflector Mage, and unfortunately he didn't have the white for it. Drowner of Hope. Well, that will keep him alive here. He can sacrifice both the Scion tokens to tap these creatures down. And a second Always Watching. And Bant knows what's coming, so he might as well just get to it. Sacrificing the Scion tokens, he'll get the Scry, and he'll tap down the actually massive creatures. And that will buy him another turn. And then if worse comes to worse, he does have creatures that he can block, so he most likely has 2 turns left to try and find a way to save himself. Another Tireless Tracker from Bant. That's even more pressure. Okay, so 4C Cryptolith. Another Deathcap Cultivator. And a third Deathcap Cultivator. It's really too bad that he doesn't have Delirium, because a 2/1 Death Touch in this situation would be really helpful. So back to Bant, 2 cards in hand. And Surrak the Hunt Caller. Well, there's definitely enough power for him to give himself haste this turn. And this is quite the attacking team. A 7/7, 2 7/6s, and a 5/4, and Cryptolith just chooses to take the damage. And move on to game 2. Okay, turn 2, Lambholt Pacifist from Bant. One thing that was seriously lacking from Cryptolith's last game was any way to deal with creatures outside of combat damage. I mean, we know he's running black, so he should have some kind of creature kill cards in his deck. Always Watching turns the Pacifist into a 4/4 Vigilance and attacking in. Or at the very least, I mean, it's kind of counterproductive considering Cryptolith wants more creatures on the board, but a Languish would have gone a long way there up until, like the Always Watching or the second Always Watching. Okay, so double Eldrazi Sky Spawner. Now, that is enough power on the field to be able to block the Pacifist and kill it. What is he playing this time? 3 mana. I was gonna say, is he playing Stasis Snare or another Always Watching? I mean, if he had a second Always Watching, that would actually be really good, and then he could attack in still and kill off quite a few creatures. Tireless Tracker plays a land, gets the clue token, and he chooses not to attack in. Honestly, I would have attacked in. If he doesn't block, that's 4 damage. If he chump blocks, you're getting rid of a Scion token. If he double blocks with the Sky Spawners, you're 2 for 1ing him. Ooh, Kiora. And attacking in with 1 Sky Spawner. So that's 2 damage. He's holding back the rest of the creatures to protect Kiora. And he uses her to untap. So now he has... Oh, follows it up with an Elvish Visionary. So now he has 5 creatures to block with. Okay, another land, another clue token, 5 mana for Bant. So he could go nuts here and play quite a few cards. Sylvan Advocate, Tireless Tracker, Lambholt Pacifist. Dramoka's Command would be really helpful here. He's going all in. The 4/4 Pacifist and the 4/3 Tireless Tracker. And he's going after Kiora. Now, he could throw creatures in front of both of these. Oh, Dramoka's Command. I was going to say enough so that they would both die, but then he had the mana available to possibly do something about it. But he only blocks the Tireless Tracker. Dramoka's Command kills off a creature, turns it into a 5/5, which gets through and kills Kiora. And all he would have had to done was chump block with a Scion token, or even 2 Scion tokens. It's not like he really needed the mana. And then second main phase, Lambholt Pacifist, and Cryptolith concedes. I have to say, I've seen Cryptolith, I've seen Aristocrats decks, and they can be really annoying, and they can be very powerful. But at the same time, it looks like he is missing a very key element in dealing with a lot of popular decks in Standard right now. He doesn't have any way of killing creatures that we can tell, outside of combat damage. And, you're going to be running into that with Bant Aggro. You're going to be running into that with Boros Aggro, with White Weenie, with... I'm trying to think of any more decks, but you guys get the idea. There are a lot of decks with a lot of creatures in Standard right now that you have to deal with, and not having a way to do it outside of combat damage is kind of signing your own death warrant. So, unfortunately for Cryptolith, he got 2-0'd there. And that's the video. So that was Bant Aggro versus 4C Cryptolith. And if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me. And I'll see you in the next video.